The whiskey industry is full of trumped up stories and folklore around who created bourbon, or, I mean, any number of things designed purely to sell bottles of whiskey, whether it's Elijah Craig, a Baptist minister who allegedly invented bourbon by charring the inside of barrels, to maybe it was Evan Williams, a grocer who needed to reuse barrels and decided to burn the inside of them so he could fill them with whiskey. Who actually created bourbon, still up in the air. But it's nice to see every once in a while a company that decides to put all the marketing, all the storytelling aside, right? And they just focus on doing something kind of cool, which is what we're going to take a look at today. Hit that intro. Hey there, folks. Welcome back to T-Rod Whiskey. Appreciate you stopping by the channel. If you'd be so kind, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell notification that's next to it so you can find out whenever we drop new content. If you are feeling frisky, go ahead and leave a like and a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the video. Let me know what you think your thoughts are on this bottle, all that stuff. I love to hear from you guys. We got a lot of exciting, cool things coming up this year. We're almost halfway through the year, if that isn't shocking. I mean, it's May, at the time of this release, it'll be May 5th. So today we're going to look at a bottle that's kind of doing something a little bit different, in that there's no crazy label, there's no crazy hype story, there's no weird marketing scheme to it. It's just focused on doing something fun and unique. And that is one of the reasons that I really enjoy drinking Penelope whiskey. And Penelope has launched their newest line, Project X is what it's being called. I don't know, like Degeneration. I don't know if anybody wrestling fans know. Okay. Anyways, this is really cool because it's just about doing something bold and different and unique with whiskey. There's no flashy label. Actually, this kind of stands out on a shelf that's just crowded with overactive marketing and bright colors and flashiness. This is a black glass bottle with a black and white label. It is so subtle and understated, it actually makes it pop a little bit more than you might think. But these are single barrels only, so they can only be done by like a store pick or a club pick or anything like that. You're not going to see these just sitting out on like a grocery store shelf unless they specifically selected them. But this one is from Harper Liquorland, so Sam picked this one. You guys have probably heard me talk about Harper Liquorland before. It is the spot in Southeast Michigan for great barrel picks, huge whiskey selections. Sam always has, 15 to 20 barrel picks, I think, at this point on deck. So if you guys are ever in Southeast Michigan, make it a point to stop by Harper Liquorland, see Sam, tell him T-Rod sent you. He'll definitely appreciate it. But these are super cool. There's only been a couple that have made their way to the state of Michigan, as far as I know. But this one is finished in Oloroso sherry casks from the Jerez region of Spain. I think I got that right. So I did some digging online, and all these Project X bottles are 9-year-old bourbons. And this one is finished in, obviously, Oloroso sherry, coming in at about 108 proof. Now, obviously, everything Penelope is distilled at MGP. MGP owns Penelope. So, I know I kind of got into it in comments with somebody a while back about how Penelope is just MGP juice and it's nothing special. To that point, if Penelope has always been MGP juice and then they were bought out by MGP, isn't it kind of just like it's their stuff? It's just now they've got access to even more. I mean, really? That's where I'm at with it. But these are really, really good. The bourbon inside is fantastic. MGP is made in Lawrenceburg, Indiana at the old Seagram's facility, where they've been making whiskey since 1847, I think so over 150 years, coming up on 175 years of whiskey making. Actually, no, it's more than 175 years, right? I don't know. I'm not great at math. Anyways, we're going to get into this. We're going to see what it's all about, and we're going to give it a grade. So we got our Copita here, and this one has been open for a couple weeks, so there's been some oxygen in there. Should definitely have opened up by now, but we're going to see what it's all about and give it a little review. So you can tell it's a little bit on the lighter side, but it's got that almost reddish hue to it. So that's definitely some sherry influence there. We'll get it swirling around. Okay, right away, sherry on the nose. Red fruit. Stone fruits, oak, like stone red. Like, I get like a weird, almost pomegranate kind of note off of this. But like in a good way. And there's like a hint of like a vanilla, like just like a vanilla wafer almost, but it's like barely there. Like somebody in the next room over may have opened it up and you just kind of like almost barely got a whiff of it. But that red fruit, it's definitely there. It's definitely, the sherry makes itself known. And you can see, I hope, that it's very runny on the glass, so it's pretty oily, which means I think it's going to coat very, very well. The oak is nice. It's not overpowering. It's just works into the nose really well, but we're going to go in for a sip. So cheers. That was my first sip of whiskey for the day, but right away, this is almost like red fruits dipped in caramel is kind of what I'm getting out of it. It's fruity, it's sweet, it incorporates really well together. The finish on it is almost like an overripe strawberry, but that fades and gives way to like a caramely note, but it does coat really well. Okay, there's something else there. There's a little bit of oak, tiny bit of rye spice makes itself known, kind of around the tip of the palate and around like the sides, but doesn't stick around very long. There's something else in there, something sweet. It's not quite custard, but it's got that kind of a sweetness to it. And then you got red fruit through the center palate and into the finish. So I think this really interacts really well. It's very nuanced, but it's also complex. I think 108 proof is perfect for this. It doesn't feel overly proofy. It doesn't feel overly thin. So, I mean, you're kind of hitting right at that sweet spot. And for me, that's where I like to live anyways, is that 105 to 115 proof point. So at 108, this is exactly where I like to see it. There's almost like there's a toasty note there, but also like a hint of like a malted grain kind of comes through, but it's not like you're drinking a scotch where it's just all pure malt. It's nice. It's just well incorporated. It's not blowing the doors off of anything, but it's certainly not something I would ever turn down a pour of. I think these are really good. I would definitely like to see what the cognac finished ones are, because as far as I know right now, the only ones they're doing are cognac casks and Oloroso sherry casks, but I expect that to change in the near future. So a little bit of like a sawdust. Okay, so got to give it a grade. I think it's good. I don't necessarily think it's great. It's not blowing the doors off of anything, but it's supremely interesting, right? It's a different approach than we've typically seen Penelope do. You know, we're used to the flashy, the Rios, the Havanas, the Valencias, the Takai casks, some of the high-age light whiskeys. This is really good. Retails for about $75, I think. I would definitely buy another one of these, you know, if need be. I like it. I think it's very refined. You know, it's a classical bourbon that incorporates the elements of the sherry very well. Neither one is overpowering the other. They're playing nice in the sandbox. It does really well. If I had to give this a score, I'm thinking 7.4. It's not changing my life. It's not blowing the doors off of anything, but it's good, and it does what it's supposed to very well, I think. I don't feel like the sherry is there to mask any type of obtrusive flavors or any aggressive ethanol notes, maybe where this was like an over oaked or a bad barrel and they're like, hey, we got to figure out how to move this. That's not the impression I get from this. I feel like this was just done very, very well, and it was blended expertly. I know the guys over at Penelope have been doing this for long enough now where they're just really, really good at it. You know, some people take to it very quickly. I think Danny and whoever, I can't remember what his partner's name is, forgive me, but they've been doing this 6-7 years, and I think, honestly, they're killing it. You know, wood oaks. Oh, duh, wood oaks. Like wood caramels, that kind of note. Yeah, 7.4 I think is great for this. So if you guys ever have the chance to try one of these, I would definitely do it. If you have the chance to try it before you buy it, you know, obviously always do that. I think the fruit and the sweetness play really well together. There's a fresh strawberry vibe that's like on the back, but caramel dipped red fruits. If I had to summarize this, caramel dipped red fruits with a hint of oakiness. That's personally what I'm taking away from it. Like a caramel custard, almost like a flan. If you guys are familiar with flan, it's like a red fruit dipped in caramel flan is kind of what we're getting here. There it is. Boom. That's it. Close the book. Right? Thank you guys for watching this review. I appreciate it. Keep your eyes peeled on the channel for more exciting stuff to come. The Patreon is it's in the works. We're getting there. It's just, there's a lot of other things going on right now. One particularly large project that's kind of in the works that hopefully I'll be able to unveil in the near future. But until then, I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.